I'm gonna just put on some music. Yeah, so today I'm gonna be working on just finding some ideas. I didn't do it. I didn't do it yesterday. Um, I honestly I just wanna play a video game. Yeah, just wanna like take a step back from building space, take a step back from like building anything. Um, maybe do some more maintenance work. But also part of me wants to. I really want to work on Vision OS, like something to do with camera, something to do with real-time communication, something to do probably with, yeah, camera and AR. That's sort of like the domain I'm looking at. But the way I'm thinking about it is not very productive, because I'm thinking about it in terms of the technology rather than the actual application. And so now I'm kind of at the moment where, like, what is the bigger vision? Like, what is the vision for AIs anyway? And I think when I started this whole thing, I had my first, I would say like my first project on AI. I would say like that is more purposeful is on the project on Archie. And the way the way this idea sort of conceived really originated from this sort of, I guess, this sort of goal to start combining all of these AI tools together in one umbrella. That's why I created this sort of API orchestrator. It's basically a tool that I'm not trying to plug this in. It doesn't work, to be honest. It doesn't work. I've already canceled the whole thing. Uh, because it's pretty expensive to run, to be honest. But it's also pretty slow. It's not good for mainstream. But it's pretty good. But the idea is to combine all of these apps under one umbrella by simply training the AI about the the documentations of whatever API service that you provide them. So let's say I provided a Google Calendar API documentation, it would learn it, and then whenever you say a specific command, or whenever you type something, it would then try and figure out what you're trying to do, and then it would pick to any one of these categories, and then based on that category it would start designing the parameters for the function that's close to what you're trying to do. That's pretty simple. But the reason I'm saying this is because a lot of the things that I've been doing now with the previous projects that I worked on is under this umbrella of communication liaison. And this is sort of how I kind of just see it. And I've been working on this part the last 2 months with the call assistant and the call screener. And then I also worked on the, what else did I work? So the Archie would be somewhere here, I'd say, this upper layer. And then actually communication management, because there's plenty of AI tools that does the task and time management already. Communication management, that's your email type of AI management. Information management is anything. I forgot the AI tool for that. It basically is a tool that you can inject some information on. You can inject it with your Notion, with your photographs, I think. But I forgot the exact name of the AI tool. But yeah, so now, where do I take this? Like, what am I trying to solve here? What am I going to solve? Because honestly, I could keep working on the app, but I want to move on, man. Uh, so one of the things I thought about is just to because I've also looked at the responses on my applications. People have been leaving on the, especially with the make me a cover letter. Like, this tool is still getting a ton of traffic for some reason. But the problem is apparently there's issues with waiting periods and people cannot make there's people having a problem with generating a cover letter. Kind of weird. Uh oh, so maybe I could just work on this, fixing up some of the bugs and stuff. Or I could keep working on, is it either I could spend my time working on my previous projects or work on the next thing or learn something new. It's like, because I'm definitely excited to learn something new. I'm definitely excited to learn Vision OS. One Vision OS. Because the thing is, I don't get the point of Vision OS, to be honest. I don't know what's it's supposed to solve. I can think of one, which is to basically, I saw this morning. It's like, I don't see the point of this, of doing this to your apps. It's like you're already inside of a TV screen, but you're also looking at another TV screen. Maybe maybe because I'm thinking about it the wrong way, but also I don't. Just like, if you're gonna view it this way, couldn't you just do it on your computer? It just seems very limited with its application. I think there's other ways you could use Vision OS. But the thing is, it's fucking gigantic. It's heavy, it's bulky, it's extremely expensive, and how many people can use this? And so it's like, to me, like, I'm sort of stuck in this thing. It's like, I do want to learn Vision OS, but I guess I can just make something for fun without actually trying to make like a, some what other people can use. But if it wasn't bulky, what would it be though? What is there? What am I What problem am I solving? Communication lines, and yeah. Task management, no. Actually, I can do that, but if I want to, but and also somebody released a new hardware, I guess. It's called Friend. And the thing is, I don't it's just so cumbersome how you have to press the button. Like, how I saw that. I saw this and it's like you have to keep pressing the thing. Like, the Friend. by Abby or some shit.
Gosh, I'm out of breath. We made it. Woo!
Yo, how's it going?
I don't know how to woo very good.
I'm just figuring out my next project. The project that on the call screener, I might just work on it asynchronously in the background, but I want to work on my project for this month. I just what is that?
Come on, man. I hate this game.
Take notes, baby. Oh man, you guys suck.
What is that?
Let's go. Let's go.
Dude, what? How did you do that?
Functional programming with
These
first class
tests are
line.
crazy.
What is this? A
I
language?
could eat one of these every day. Sorry, I got you messy.
It's really nice up here. How'd you find this place?
I don't know. I just kind of like to come over here to be by myself.
I'm in
I don't
deep
know
of
anybody else.
Castro fish
Hey,
once I clean up my current
thanks,
mess.
She goes anywhere with you, right?
Guess
I must be doing
is this better? What is it?
I guess so.
It's basically a new language, I'm guessing. Ah, if there's any libraries, maybe I could like think project. Treat the plan program. A year ago, it's like this is probably new, 2019. Price explicit erasure with linearity are just 1 year older. I just came out a little while ago. Ah, so wait, so what are you currently building? I'm interested in how people are using it. You can see my game Elemental Shadows. Haskell. Oh. Ah, is there a reason why you use Haskell? Because a lot of people would just use Next.js, to be honest. I just want to see how you're thinking about your project. Test ability and tactical combat. Maybe I can do that later. It feels like it's a bit way too early for this language. There are a few reasons for this. Yes. I just don't know. Because look, there's plenty of other languages. I could work on Rust. What is my recent project on Rust? I'd say it's the ones I can remember is the I made a reflection tool where the person then records an audio and then it gets sent to a backend in Rust to then transcribe using 11 labs, then use an AI for that. I gotta see. I could use Go if I want to. But as game mechanics and content are outdated, bugs tend to be extremely difficult to detect and small errors can ruin game experience. Yes, I understand. Development. Yeah, I'm not sure anything about game development. I know a lot of people use C# game development or maybe C++. But that's really that's an interesting take. It's not up to the task. I'm not good at that. But Rust, maybe haven't tried it. Yeah. Because the thing is, I just seems to be very recent. So you know, I just want something that was more practical for now. Maybe so maybe I can just skip this. Are mediocre. They're not completely unusable, but whole host of problems. Yes. See. I don't know what to work on because I think maybe I can just work on like a Vision OS. That's what I use it. So if you want more library support, but maybe a worse core language, you can use Haskell. What I've used so far. I'm undecided. I don't know yet. I'll keep searching. Because the thing is, I don't personally, I don't want to work on I don't want to learn a new language. If anything, I just want to work on a new, maybe a new problem space, and then just use on what I know. And then maybe if I'm working on, let's say, because I think because of the problems to talk. Yeah, because yeah, it's like right now, like I just want to focus on what I can do with the technology, I'd say, as opposed to trying to fix, I guess, the technicalities of it or how fast it could go. Because like I think Rust, people can debate about Rust and C++ and stuff, but I can't really say that much. I can't say it too much about C++ because I've only used it for very limited reasons. What again was that? But I would be down to use C# because with Unity and stuff, and then see how I could use Unity with Vision OS. See what I can do with that, and combine it with AI and stuff. Because that's how I'm thinking about. It's like how can I do something interesting? Yeah, but definitely I just would definitely be gonna be one of those languages that maybe a year later people are gonna start talking about. Yeah, as more people make their own libraries, but yeah. So maybe Vision Kit. So very subset with the programmers. That's what I thought about Rust when I was learning Rust. What the? Oh wow. And you could probably say the same thing with Haskell, because like Haskell is really pioneered the functional programming. Some people don't, some people don't like functional programming, but in Rust, it definitely cleans up a bunch of, I'd say, space. But people like PrimeGen doesn't like it. I guess, at least from what I've seen on Twitter so far. He doesn't like you know, he doesn't like one-liner codes, basically. See what I can do with this one. So I think I just want to. I guess with Apple Space, I just want to keep expanding, because I think there's plenty of. Because I know somebody on ProductCon, they made a fitness app that uses the camera, and then it sort of uses the. I think it uses the AR sort of tool or framework to then track your movements, and then that is then recorded to the thing. I think Rust is a good tool, but it's hype as a general purpose language, which I disagreed so far. You don't need Rust systems up. For most applications, I agree. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong, because I've also used Rust as I don't know if you know, there's a library called U in Rust, which is like it's sort of like they try to make React in Rust, and I tried building apps on this, and it was a nightmare, because the compiling with Rust is not. I guess because I have a bad computer back then, but compiling a project in Rust over and over again, it's not good. But yes, yeah, because that's how I also think about the project. Because you're right, yeah, I'm not anti Rust as well, but the thing is, you don't necessarily need the you don't need the performance that you get with Rust in some applications. For example, like a simple SPA or simple page, you don't really need to use Rust for that. Yeah, I'd say probably people who use Rust for, I don't know, but maybe this is just my opinion, but they would probably just use Rust for things like low-level programming, for things like Kafka, things, or maybe even lower than that as well. Maybe to replace some of the Java-based applications out there.
Save money and always be in the know. The application will continue learning between festivals. Let's unpack this grocery trip.
But to be honest, I haven't worked on Rust in a while. That project that I showed, that was this year, and I haven't even touched it in a while.
Milk, check. Cereal, check. Cranberry juice, double check. Apple store oranges, just simply hover your device over each produce and add it to your pantry.
Yeah. Yeah, but not fully though, because I think there's plenty of applications that are written in C and not enough Rust developers. Yeah. But I do know, OpenAI is using Rust for their backend. That's interesting. Even Tesla.
When adding an
Oh yeah, for vector databases, somebody made one. I remember that.
quantity, expiration date, items,
It's written fully in Rust.
can't find anything on a particular item, add it manually.
I think it's called something with Q, something.
Done. Let's explore your pantry. Here you can see
Starts with
which
Q.
items are consistently saved on the device. Every time you open your pantry,
Paper bag.
you inform the expiration
Huge
date.
rent, yes.
If pantry sees that an item is missing an expiration date, you can simply throw it away. Of course, you have the option of updating your expired item as well. And that's pantry, an easier machine learning that recognizes barcodes of certain produce such as most fruits and vegetables. Once done, check. Cereal, check.
Scan it with vision. So this is using vision
Cranberry
kit.
juice, double check. Apple store oranges, just simply hover your device over each
Pretty
produce.
sure that makes sense. Yes. Persistent programming, sure, it's a great use case. People are doing everything in Rust though. 99% would have been in Haskell. Oh, camel.
When adding an
Is
item,
OCaml much simpler than Rust?
additional info such as quantity, expiration date, item type, and even the item's price. Can't find anything on a particular item? Add it manually. Done. Let's explore the pantry. Here you can see each item was persistently saved on device. Every time you open your pantry, you're immediately informed of expiration dates and stock information. If pantry sees that an item is nearest its expiration date, you can simply throw it away. Of course, you have the option of updating near expired items as well. And that's pantry, an easier way to manage your kitchen. What will you make with it?
Vision kit. Ah.
The Apple Vision Pro is shaping up to have huge potential
Camel came
in the
out
world of
a year
gaming
after
and
seeing
entertainment, but I wanted
the
to
biggest
know,
language in
will it
Apple
hold
as
up
XML,
as
stands
a
ML,
fitness device?
and
To find
mobile.
out, I've been putting it through the works, from Peloton classes to strength training to boxing, mobility, and more. So let's see how each of these fitness experiences hold up while having this thing
Have you
strapped
used
to your face,
OCaml
because
before?
despite fitness being
I
one
bet
of
you
the
have.
most popular use cases for other headsets like the Meta Quest, the Apple Vision Pro really isn't marketed yet for fitness. And I think there's 4 reasons for that. One, I think Apple wants to separate itself as much as possible from other devices like the Meta Quest. So they're really purposely shying away from what people normally associate. I think they're perfect opportunity.
See, this is what I mean. Like, it's how do I?
device that they are
I guess if it's
also
not bulky, then you could probably come up with something. But it's huge and it's too expensive. So
at
how
least
can
not
you
right
serve
away,
more
especially
people?
until there are more third-party
with
products
Vision
released
Kit?
that make it more well-suited for that.
Because unless if it's
use,
on the
such
iPhone,
as
yeah, maybe.
pads that are better
But,
for sweating and can be more easily washed. And while these are all fair reasons to wait a bit before working out with this, I wanted to start testing out the Apple Vision Pro's potential as a fitness tool, starting with indoor cycling. Because indoor cycling is really one of the most stationary cardio exercises, and so could end up being a perfect opportunity for companies like Peloton or Zwift to easily provide powerful and immersive experiences. Now, Peloton doesn't actually have an app designed for the Vision Pro yet, and they actually opted out to allow their iPad app to be used here as well. But luckily, I was still able to sign in and load up a class via internet browsers like Safari. And so what I did is I loaded up the class on both the Peloton bike and on the Apple
let's
Vision
see.
Pro, since as of right now, the Peloton bike screen is the only real way to see your power output and cadence and all of your stats. So I placed myself into an immersive environment.
I'm gonna try and come up
just
with
enough pass through
maybe
to
some
still see the
ideas.
bottom of my bike screen where all the
Think the
stats
cover is
are, and
OCaml?
we made the
Yeah.
class video on the Vision Pro like 100
Those are the
feet
elites of the
wide, floating in
elites.
the
I
sky
heard.
with me
I get
on
paid so
top
much
of this
money.
mountain. And I have to say, even just
Crazy.
doing this made for a pretty incredible and immersive experience.
Sass,
Although, to be honest, even as good as it was, it probably isn't good enough for me to regularly take classes with the Vision Pro, at least not until Peloton develops their own app for it and starts filming some of their classes with immersive or spatial video, so you can feel like you're actually there in the Peloton studio with the instructor. Because if they offer that, and
Start with the
far,
type
this
theory
is
and-
something they are actually currently testing and developing for, then I think I would
The
definitely
type
move
theory
on to
and
wear
category
the
theory,
Vision
and then
Pro
work
for
towards
that
the
sort of
programs and
experience.
practical libraries
Especially
and
since
philosophy
working
is to
out
start with simple and practical type
sweating with this headset
theory
is actually a lot more comfortable than the Meta Quest, because for one, even though having this external battery may seem like it would be an issue,
And yes,
it really
I've
isn't
done
a big deal
functional
at all for
development.
cycling, and most importantly,
They're
it
all
helps
typed
keep the
in
Vision
very
Pro
perfect.
from heating
Wow.
up very much at all.
Yeah.
And so the headset doesn't get warm and cook your face in quite the same way that
Start
the
with
Quest
the simple
does.
practice
Also, the way
habit
Apple
theories.
designed the light blocker and light pads is really perfect for fitness, because this main light blocker itself is made from mesh, which means this headset feels
So,
super
wait,
breathable. And I
How long have you been
videos
programming?
how it doesn't
I-
clog up at
it sounds
all,
like you've
which
been
if
doing
you
this
ever work
in-
out with a Meta Quest,
it sounds like you're
when
one of-
things start to
you've
heat
been
up,
doing this a
your
long
vision starts
time.
to get very blurry as
You
the
learn
lenses
all
begin
of
to fog up.
quickly
And then what is
and write very
also
nice
perfect
code if
here
you're
is
more
that these
patient.
light pads can pop off super easily and be swapped out, and they're washable.
2 decades!
They also
Holy
suck up
shit.
all of your sweat, so you don't really get that much of an
That's
uncomfortable
crazy.
feeling as you would with more traditional covers or fitness covers that are made from silicone for other VR devices. Because a lot of this sweat that you have on your face is now being sucked up by this light pad, and so it's not really falling or dripping down your face, which you can't really wipe off with a headset on. Of course, this will be even better when
How did you
third
find the
parties come up
stream?
with better light blockers and pads
Get me my game.
specifically designed for fitness. But Apple already has a great start here with just what comes in the box. And luckily,
That's
the Vision
crazy.
Pro comes with 2 light pads. So if you do want to play around with working out in it, I suggest designating 1 light pad for that purpose.
So what is your typical side projects these days? Like you seem to know a ton of these languages. Like what are you working on? You know, what do you work on these days? Yeah, because right now I'm kind of trying to figure out my next project. Because I recently did an app on call screener. Pretty cool device. It's kind of like it's an extension to my call assistant that I built, that I made a video on as well. I'd say that is a better way of screening as opposed to just fully relying on the AI. And it's purely inspired by Google. I like game and virtual world stuff. Yes, dude, I am trying to figure. I want something to do with virtual world stuff. But I list out some problems that I could work on here. Because I've seen something before where they use AR for directions. I could work on something. There you go. This one. Like this is cool. This is really cool. Like this is, I could actually do something like this. Or just given enough time. Something close. Meeting soon. If you want something cool and fun, think of it. Have you seen the way the function collapse out? Supposed to do some AI research. Oh. This is like working on the next generations. This is what you've been working on? So it's basically an algorithm that generates apps out of time. It's like where can you use this? Because I know this is probably useful for motion design. Because I know I've seen some videos yesterday where they use I think they use Dora for not that one. I've seen something similar where they use it for motion design. I can't remember the program. There's like the work on it. What is the program for motion design? No, there's a specific program. There's a great GitHub page, the master page. I've worked on it. How to best to do it? I think signal generation. It's like, okay, where do you see? Because you've been doing this for like 2 decades basically, and you're working on some AI stuff, AI research. Where do you see AIs being? Like, do you see it more as a way of a prediction tool, or it's like I'm thinking how can it, like, there's so many of these technologies that are coming out, but in my head I'm thinking, okay, so what do I use this for anyway? Like, I think generation cool is, I think generating videos through a prompt is cool, but also, as if I was the producer of that video, I'm also thinking, huh, but I want to do it my way. I think this is cool to generate videos that are 4K, but yeah, where am I taking this idea? The biggest use of AI has been to waste investor money propping up the stock market. Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. I think there are uses for it, but they there's tools like the friend, there's tools like the rabbit that are trying to come up with, I guess they're trying to mimic what's it, Jarvis from Iron Man, but it's like there's Siri, and there's plenty of other voice assistants that I don't even bother using. And it's like, so why do I need I guess a better version of Siri? And the ad also that I showed earlier on Friend, it's kind of dystopian. It's like I don't want to live like this, but and it just shows them talking to themselves basically. Well, I'm kind of talking to myself, but it's like I don't want to live like this. Hey AI, what do you think about this? Like, but if you want to learn something cool, take a look at automatic differentiation.
Let's go. Dude, what? How did you do that?
Give me some more ideas. Whoa, what the?
Crazy. It's dank. I could eat one of these every day. Sorry, I got you messy.
It's really nice up here. How'd you find this place?
I don't know. I just kind of like to come over here to be by myself. I've never brought anybody else. Maybe besides her.
She goes everywhere with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess I must be doing something right then.
I guess so. We'll see.
It's a fairly new idea. We need to do computation and good opponents attempt to export their moving on into a general public with some AI tool. What of this take the derivative of your code? This allows you to do things like creating decent, not on your network, but on much more general. Work becomes all with the code. I feel like I have to learn this so I can understand what's going on. So it's used for gradient, but much more. Would it be gradient decent or not? Yeah, you're talking way too technical. I can't. maybe just explain it to me like a 5-year-old. Of course, it comes with all the usual calculation. Imagine if you did that automatically. Yes. You know, we have backpropagation, right? Dude, I don't know. Wait, let me just read this. It computes the gradient of a loss function with respect to the weight of the network. Thus, efficiently computing like one gradient one layer. This can be derived in dynamic programming. You can, and in fact, it works much more. Yes, I know calculus. Yes, I know derivatives and stuff. It's just that I don't know any of these terms. The waste of a neural network. So imagine you have a function f that takes two arguments. Yes. X being the input you care about. Yes. Why? I do apologize if I'm not understanding it. Imagine if you did. Some idea. I think I'm sidetracking. Okay, I need to focus. Okay, I need to focus. Because I've worked on this before with the Archie stuff. What can we do with visual web? By applying the chain repeatedly. Okay, that's the background application. How did it automatically compute the derivative from one general function? Of course, that has basic properties which. Oh, okay. Oh, right. Oh, okay. So that it's basically it's much faster. It can, of course, advance. Huh. It can automatically compute the derivative.
And the Mac. And if you're new to the native macOS API and the image analysis overlay view, stay tuned because I'm going to go over
It's not a matter of being fast, it's a matter of having to explicitly not work out and manually cache and propagate them. Right, because it already calculates it for you. Ah. So it saves up. So it basically saves them from caching them. So therefore, speeding up computation. The huge source of programmer suffering now.
Any way you choose is perfect.
Huh.
Perfectly fine.
Is that
but I found adding
wise?
a subview is
But that would speed up, I guess, the. So you don't have to do. So you don't have to manually calculate the derivative, and it just does it for you automatically, saving you that entire process of caching those values. Wow. Imagine if you apply that to video. How fast would rendering be?
generally simple. Since the overlay view is placed directly. For example, if there's no subject interaction.
Right. All the same coding executes, and you just have to write it for a piece of code you want to. Wow. So are you? Is that your current work? So is that what you're working on? When it comes to AI research. Nope. But yeah, what I mean, what can I do with? Oh no. What can I use this though? I want to see if I can use it with like video rendering, maybe. Let me see. All right, let's check that out. Auto diff. Okay, you know what? I'll focus on that later. Kind of got me thinking. How can I use that now?
Present, the copy subject item will not be in the menu.
I want to
Also,
focus on it.
For system-provided text items, they are included to analyze.
But thank you for the suggestions, though. That's. I did not expect that kind of suggestion.
Optical flow tracking
Good
can
research,
enhance
research,
text tracking
research
for
and
live
stuff.
camera experiences. Here's what we have in iOS 16. I'm scanning for text with high frame rate tracking enabled. And
That's
this
how
is
you
what
can
you'll
use
get
it
with
with.
optical flow tracking. Now the highlights feel much more stable and grounded than before. Optical flow tracking comes for free whenever you use the data scanner view controller. However, it is only available when recognizing text and not machine-readable codes. And you're also required to scan for text without a specific text content type set. And finally, once again, ensure high frame rate tracking is enabled, which is conveniently the default. No matter how you configure it, the data scanner provides great text tracking. But if your use case allows for this configuration, the new optical flow tracking grab its transcript.
Alright, maybe there's
If the
like a
transcript
simple
contains the
app like
currency symbol I'm interested in,
fishing
I'll
kit.
go ahead and update the total value. And just like that, now you have the sum of all values. This is just a simple example, but this can be very powerful. I'm excited to see
Hey
what you can
everyone,
build with this.
welcome to the second.
And now, I'm going to talk about enhancements to live text. First off, live text is coming to more regions. By expanding our supported languages to include Thai and Vietnamese. Live text includes enhancements for document structure detection as well this year. Document structure detection? What does that even mean? Well, as an example, in iOS 16, live text pays this text, selected ranges, and easy access to selected text. There is also a new delegate method so you can be aware when the text selection changes and update your UI as appropriate. It is now easy to add features that rely on what the user has selected. For example, using the Menu Builder API, menu, appear contextual menus. Catalyzation, leaving the machine-readable code. I can add it, not ideal. Now in Kit text menu. If I were not over text, I would be offered the app menu instead without any text items. This is not ideal. Now in macOS Sonoma, items can be combined into the same menu. You can now easily get to both text and image functionality no matter where the menu event was initiated. This is far better experience for the user and it's simple to implement. Let's explore how this can be accomplished in your own app. You now have a new delegate method available. Overlay view, updated menu for event at point. The arguments include the menu and the point in the overlay view bounds coordinates
Without
so you can create any menu.
analysis paralysis.
From there, you simply need to return the menu that you would like to display. The
Things
default
that I
implementation
can make.
returns the Vision Kit menu. However, you
I
may
can
wish to
solve
add your own
problems.
items to that menu, or take items from that menu and add it to yours.
Travel plans, personal
Vision
brand,
Kit menu
shopping
items
list.
are identified by tags, and there is a struct available that contains these tags. We have several items available for copying and sharing the image and subjects, and one for lookup. We also have a special item you can use to find the suggested index to add items to the Vision Kit provided menu, but more on that later. Here are some examples of how this is used. If I had an existing menu and all I were interested in was adding the copy subject item, it can be easily added like this. First, get your app's menu. Then get the item you are interested in this case, copy subject, and insert it into your menu. Now it's important to remember the items will only be available if they are actually valid. For example, if there's no subject interaction capable type present, the copy subject item will not be in the menu. Also,
I know somebody used Vision OS for gamifying household tasks. I think that's cool. I'm just kind of wondering how they made that. Vision OS for cleaning house. Because like if once I figure out how to use Vision OS, then it's like then the question is, okay, how can I then combine this with with other technology. Because now you can generate video, you can easily generate text.
An AR style smart home. And I gotta show you what's going on here. So first of all, I'm casting my Mac to this display right here, and I have my notes ready for video editing. So if I need to get right to it, I got my workstation right there. I also have all these cat toys just all over the place, and I'm trying to learn how to play with my cat. So I got a YouTube video running on how to play with Nico here. And then over here we also have like the home operations, so that way I can easily check the front cameras, I could open or unlock the doors, I can play with my lights, which is super unique. Just have that on the wall. I also have the Apple Music, so if I want to play music on all my speakers, I'm ready to bang. It's nice. Oh, and it's also a good idea to make sure that our chess moves are up to date. Okay. Not to mention, ooh, we are done on the sous vide right now. If you don't know what a sous vide is, I highly recommend you check it out. Also have the grocery list right here, ready to look at, scroll through if I need to.
That's a bit too much.
Hey, include a link to you, but on the group, and this is anchored to the wall as a portrait would be in real life, and the character is anchored to the user's line of sight, and so it ensures that we always see the character. Let's move this welcome text out of the way, and let's tap on the character.
I can't believe somebody that has 2 decades of experience found my stream. That, to me, that's insane.
And he'll something and watch it come change the image. The character will do a little jump animation and it will say, what else do you want to see us build in Vision Pro? So if you have an answer to that question, we would love to hear from you down in the comments. And you know, the app is simple but quite neat because it introduces us to a lot of the foundational building blocks for Vision Pro applications. And so it uses an immersive space that allows us to place 3D content anywhere in the user's physical environment, which is how we render this canvas in the back and the character up here. We use USDZ animations, which we've attached to the character, which allows us to implement the jump and wave animation. We use SwiftUI attachments, which allows us to embed sophisticated SwiftUI. And you want to see me code that up from scratch?
You know what? I'll do this. I think if I can just get a framework on how to get around Vision OS, even with AR. Wait, what's the difference between Vision Kit and AR? Something because the way I'm thinking about the problem space is 3 areas. It's either something related with health, something related with wealth. I don't want to touch on money and stuff. Health, wealth. What is the other one? Relationships. It's like if I can just think about those 3 things. Okay, so what are those are the 3 main desires of somebody. And yeah, if I want to target people who are like me, like software engineers, tech enthusiasts, okay, so how can we then solve their problems in this space? Now I'm thinking something related with fitness, would be one. Email management, because there's plenty of tools around email management. Calendar management's plenty of tools. I did one for communication liaison, so the call assistant. Meeting preparations. Not really. Personal errands. Managing household tasks goes to real. Arranging personal appointments. Event planning. Because the other one, what they did is they sort of gamified boring tasks. Could do something. I could do something like that. Um, personal errands. Personal errands. Personal errand. That's yeah. You know what? I could do some. I could do something around personal errands. Something around that area. Okay, because I did communication already. I sort of did automation stuff around here. Okay, okay. I don't know. I'm still on this space where it sort of frees up your time. Okay, that's okay. I'll work that. Personal errands. Alright, so what? How can you? How so? What are some personal errands? So household tasks. What? Because my target is somebody who is like software engineers working at a full-time job. They probably go to the gym every single morning. They value their being productive, but they don't have enough time for something like this, and they find it repetitive. They find it time consuming. Some of these personal errands. That's kind of what that's the person I'm thinking about. So what are these tasks that they don't like doing? I think I'm kind of biased towards vision stuff because I think that's the more interesting space at the moment, especially when you have generative AIs. It's like imagine just having that. Cool. Like that's cool. Like this person's been saying, like, that's cool. No errand. List of the worst types of personal errand. As an introvert, let's say. When someone gives you an personal assistance daily task. link personal correspondence and bills. Okay. These are okay, so I'm gonna focus on like, what are some annoying tasks again? What are some personal errand household tasks? People. Let's go with teenagers. Teenagers hate going. And then I'm gonna try and gamify it. Taking out the trash, that's easy, dude. Cooking or prepping meal. Cleaning their room, that's what I've been saying. It's like somebody made a Vision OS, Vision app for cleaning their room. Like vacuuming. Vision. It's like this is cool. Like this is right here. Now imagine this with generative AI. Something that you're doing normally, but now you have to use with use of AIs. So that's kind of cleaning their room, right? So can you gamify? Cleaning. Anything else? Okay. Personal errands. That okay, let's go with a personality type. Introverts hate going. Like this is a simple concept, but by just looking at it, anyone can understand it. Okay, so this is one of the things I made. So making phone calls is one. So I've basically done, I ticked off that part. Grocery shopping in crowded stores where they may have to navigate through the peak. Using AR, right? Grocery store. Direction app.
Okay, so I'm at the front of the store. I'm gonna search for milk. So now it shows me a map of the store. It shows me where the milk is. It zooms in on where I am, and then if I hold the phone upwards, I get augmented reality. We're using AR to understand where you are and to guide you every step of the way. Next, when you walk into the store with
like somebody made one, because I've seen someone made one for airports, which is a common occurrence. So they made something like this. But I don't have access. I don't want to go to airports and just test out the app.
full shopping list of items, we'll reorganize it to be in the right order so you can find everything that you need. So people love using the camera to get around and to find the essentials.
I can't believe this still this has still prototype status. Since 20 years I have this in my head.
The compass.
Hyper AR. Okay, so what happened to them? Are they dead or what? Because I've seen someone on Twitter having the same idea. Like you have to keep walking like this. You have to walk like this. Visiting doctors, dentists, or other professionals, especially if there's a lot of waiting interaction involved. I'm going to the store and picking up items and clearing the groceries home. Cooking prep meals. And then cleaning up after cooking. Alright, it's already, what, 11? Wow. Building the most accessible website. What about this? Okay. Oh.
Everyone, this is going to be the first video in the coding series in which we're going to build the Vision Pro wall art app I have running in the simulator here on the left. I have a previous video in which I demoed this in more detail, so I'll link that somewhere on screen and in the description down below. But as a quick recap, this demo consists of a character we have here on the right and a canvas which we can see on the wall and a little bit of UI that just welcomes us. And we can tap on the character and it'll ask us if we want to create some doodle art. So we can say yes, and then we can draw on this canvas and the character will shoot some sparkles at the wall and that will result in an image change. And so what I would like to do is just code this from scratch and you can find the final source code in this GitHub repository, which I'll link in the description down below as well.
Vision Kit and AI.
Yeah, right here. The other thing you'll need is Xcode 15, the beta version.
bucks, and it network. Of course, because kind of.
And you'll need to create an Apple developer account if you don't have that. And when you install it, make sure to also include the VisionOS simulator in that process. And if you've done all that, you can start to create your project, which we're going to do. So when you open Xcode 15 beta, just select create new project, and then over here we're going to want to select VisionOS app next. We can call this wall
Resume
art,
into an interactive.
and select your team, set an organization identifier that's unique. We're going to want to set the initial scene to be of type window, which is going to render the welcome screen we have side by side. And let's open the simulators.
Bro, that is so cool. Yeah, I was thinking, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just work on my projects. Cause I've got a cover letter project that I made a couple months ago. Hey, this is cool. You know what? I'm gonna work on this. I might as well just work on something similar with the maps and stuff. Yeah, dude, this is so sick.
Art, so we can say yes, and then we can draw on this canvas, and the character will shoot some sparkles at the wall, and that will result in an image change. And so what I would like to do is just code this from scratch, and you can find the final source code in this GitHub repository, which I'll link in the description down below as well. It's yeah, right here. The other thing you'll need is Xcode 15, the beta version, and you'll need to create an Apple developer account if you don't have that. And when you install it, make sure to also include the VisionOS simulator in that process. And if you've done all that, you can start to create your project, which we're going to do. So when you open Xcode 15 beta, just select create new project, and then over here we're going to want to select VisionOS app.
Delete some files. I'm running out of space in this laptop.
App next.
Alright, that's downloading. Alright.
Wall art.
So I'm gonna do this tutorial, and then what I'm gonna do is because the downloading part might take a while. So okay, so I'm gonna just work on the project. What's it called? Oh shit. I gotta clear up some files, right? Ah, fuck it. I'm gonna regret this file. Yep. Delete. I've been accumulating a bunch of footages, but which I've actually used for shorts and stuff. But man, because I was thinking about making a story video, but fortunately enough, the video that I made on Build Space did pretty good. Actually, it did really good. I don't want to say congratulations to myself or anything, cause like I'm still not done yet. But man, I did not expect so many people actually liking that project. That was crazy. Like 15. Let's get rid of that. Oh no! Yeah, that was from yesterday. Alright, this thing is gonna take a while. On the 8, yeah. Alright, cool. What am I gonna do? Yeah, fix this. Yeah, 'cause for some reason, this guy So I created a Google Forms, and that way people can leave some. They can leave their feedback about this product. So this thing, and apparently somebody couldn't. Apparently they couldn't make a cover letter. That site isn't working. So I'm gonna just try and fix that. So basically how it works, let's say you have a resume. I'm gonna just use Brian's. So the way, okay. I think it's on Google. Yep. So this is Brian Pan's resume, and then I'm gonna just use someone else's resume. Jobless. So the way it works is essentially it's simple. So you copy and paste both documents, and then you just fill up these, and then you just let the AI do its job. Okay, let's try, because he's done internship. So software intern. Let's try this. Basically, you copy this entire thing. Then you paste it here, and then you basically copy your resume. And what it's supposed to do is just give out, is basically it's gonna produce a much better resume, a cover letter, basically. And then I got my key there, and then let's try this. So yeah. So okay, let me just put that up. Okay, so there you go. So yeah, so the cover letter was never generated. The tedious process to get and configure the API key, Python, then the generation process stays stuck at 10%, simply not working. I don't get it. It worked for me. Expect I can check your service. It worked perfectly. What the hell? So this is the newly produced cover letter, right? So yeah, okay. So this guy said a cover letter was never produced. He used process to get the API key, and then generation stays stuck. I don't know what else to do. Like, because the one way to get around this is literally just to make it this entire thing a paid server, which I don't want to do, to be honest. I mean, I could do it, but it kind of missed the point, because I said it's gonna be free, but you get people like this. So, but the other way of getting around this tedious process to get and configure the API key is to make it simple. I don't know how else can you make it simpler by giving them the link. I'm all about creating AI solutions that not only work for today, but pave the way for tomorrow. Taking my time with Cisco systems, for instance, I led a team of interns in integrating hermetic UI tests into our CDI and CD pipeline. This wasn't just enough for speeding things up, it was about ensuring how every new feature rolled out was as solid as a rock safety-wise. It was a game changer, and senior management thought so too. Similarly, at Genetech, when faced with the complexity and with full stack development in microservice architecture, I didn't just meet standards, I raised the bar, improving software security and efficiency. My hands-on experience across the various programming languages, blah blah. Simple, 200 words. This is how you do your cover letter. I think you could probably keep improving this because it does kind of, because the AI kind of just starts rambling, but that's the best I can work with it. Okay, so how's it going? Done, right? Ah, cool. All right, so what do I do with this? Because there's a loading part. How about give them a spinner now? So a loading spinner. So instead of logging this, I'm gonna just print it out directly so that they can actually see it. Yes. Use data set. Turn. This is 1, and then this is 3, and then 4. And then I think this is where they get stuck. So when it's loading, invalidate, yeah. So this one is about the button, and then it's the This is spinner right here. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4 by setting up these. So it's gonna have to do the first one. Yeah. Oh, alright, let's test this out. Okay. Oh, running workflow 1, 3, 4, yeah. Do not leave the page, yeah. Good. was like, I want to keep working on these projects, but like I've already outgrown it. Okay, cool. Done. Oh yeah, I should have just saved it. So people can actually see what it generated. That's for next time, because I'm not too bothered by this. Yeah.
And select your team, set an organized.
Oh. Vision OS S. That's not.
Identifier that's unique. We're going to want to set the initial scene to be of type window. Which is
Okay, how do I know which one's
going to render the welcome screen. We have up here, welcome to generative doodle art in Vision Pro. And we're going to want to have an immersive space, which we'll set to mixed.
Oh my god. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty excited about this because I really wanted to work on Apple, especially on this new hardware, new platform. It's like I can't wait to work with it. I can't wait to come up with something interesting here.
Space because we want to have the canvas on the wall and the character here on the right, and so we basically need full control of the user's environment to place 3D objects. And we want it to be an augmented reality, i.e. mixed. If you're going to go for full, that would be sort of like a virtual reality immersive space. And then we can go next. I'll just put this on my desktop. You can obviously save this wherever you want. And once we have this, we can build and run this app. So let's just do this. I'm just going to select the second simulator here, so we can run the two demos side by side. And let's open the simulators. I'm just going to, open them side by side here. Let me make sure that I actually keep everything in vision. So here we go. And on the right side, you can see the app loading that we just basically instantiated. And this is sort of like the default app that gets created for us. We have this split navigation view with some UI. We can even open this immersive space that shows us these two spheres right here. But that's not actually what we want. We want to recreate what we have on the left-hand side here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change this so we hide the canvas. And basically the main entry point of an app is always this abstract. And this abstract contains a body, and this body contains one or more windows, or scenes rather. And there's different types of scenes. There's window groups and there's immersive spaces, and inside of window groups there's 2D window groups, which are just referred to as window typically, and then there's volumes, which are three-dimensional window groups. And what we want to do is, we want to, and I guess one more thing to note is, when you're launching a VisionOS app, the system will, by default, only launch the first scene that is defined in the body. So in this case, it is this window group that contains the content view. And the content view is what we're seeing here on the right. And that's not the UI that we want, obviously, so I'm just going to delete some stuff. I will keep these two environment variables, open immersive space and dismiss immersive space, because we'll make use of them very shortly. But we do not want this navigation split view. So I'm just going to select all of this, and I'm going to delete it. And so I'm just, for now, I'm just going to put an empty view in here, and I'm going to rerun this. And what we should see now is that we should basically just see empty view. And that's what you see right now as expected. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just recreate this little welcome view right here inside of this window group we have. So let me do just that. Okay, so now that we've built this, I just created a VStack, which includes a text field, and I just added in the text, welcome to Generative Art in Vision Pro. I set the font to extra large title 2, I gave it some padding, and I gave this VStack a glass background effect. So we can see what that looks like right here. But as you can tell, probably, it does not look exactly like in the final version. We actually don't want this big window with this default size. We just want to see the text field. So the way to change that is just, we can go back up here to the window group, and we will change the window style to plain. And if we rerun that, what we should see is that we get the output that we expect, which we do. So now we have that part recreated. All right. Next up is, we want to just create a basic view model that we can use to store state in our app. Because as you remember, we basically have this flow where the user can tap on the character will say something. There's a button tap. Based on that button tap, we want to navigate to this doodle screen right here. Ooh. And we need to track some state. And so the view model is going to be responsible for tracking the state. So let's implement that. And I'm going to create a new file, which we'll just call view model. And it's a standard Swift file. And let's just create that. And we can implement this as follows.
Fucking hell, dude, this thing's taking so long, bro. Okay, my goal for this app is not. I don't. Okay, I just want to learn something. I really just want to expand towards the AR and Vision Kit OS because I think those are really cool. With if you start combining it with AIs and stuff, and what can you come up with that? Because right now I'm thinking about gamifying anything that's repetitive. So if I could come up with something similar with the vacuum cleaner, the vacuuming, and then gamifying that with coins, or something related with fitness app. Uh, yeah.
Okay.
Dude, what the?
So what I just did is I created an enum called flow state, which basically contains the states. It represents the different states that the application can be in. And then in the view model, which is a class, I created a variable flow state that just contains the current state. And I included a Swift macro, the observable Swift macro, which is new with Xcode 15. And this actually replaces observable object, and it improves it in several different.
Okay, so this is a bit awkward. It's supposed to look like this.
Ways. And user can tap on the character will say something. VStack, a class background effect. And so we can see what that looks like right here. But as you can tell, probably, it does not look exactly like in the final version. We actually don't want this.
Wait, what am I? Oh, because it's installing, right? Okay.
Big window with its default size. We just want to see the text field. So the way to change that is just we can go back up here to the window basically, and we can pass in. Actually outlines a path. Now go back to the content view and paste in the ID of that space right here. Would always show up as a volume. And so what we can do now is we can say something like dot environment and with Xcode 15. And this actually replaces observable object, and it improves it in several different ways. And the way it works is that Swift UI will be able to listen to state in the view model, and it will get updates because it's wrapped with the observable Swift macro. And it will be able to update its state and UI state based on any changes that occur here. This will make more sense once we actually make use of the flow state variable in code later on. But what we want to do right now is we just want to go back to our wall art app struct, and just here at the top, we just want to call, we just want to say state private var view model equals view model. And what this state variable, what the state property wrapper does is it tells the app that we basically want to persist this instance of view model throughout the existence of our application lifecycle. And you need to wrap, you need to use a state property wrapper every time you want to mutate a variable contained in the struct. Otherwise, you will get a compilation error. And so what we can do now is we can say something like dot environment, and we can pass in the view model. And what this will do is, in the environment context of the content view, we're going to inject the view model so that the content view now has access to the view model. All right, now, as you could tell, with the original app, what we're going for is that when you actually launch the app, we want to immediately see the full immersive space. Because as you could tell, we had the image show up on launch, and we had the character show up on launch as well. Now, the documentation actually outlines a path for doing just that, but when I was playing around with this and trying to implement it, that didn't work. It appeared like a full immersive space would always show up as a volume. And so the way we worked around this was by basically going into the content view, and then down here, adding an onAppear modifier on the VStack itself. And then in here, what we did was we could say task, and we can call await open immersive space. And what we want to do is we want to call open immersive space with an ID. And that's basically how you tell the system to try to enter an immersive space. Now, if we go back to the wall art abstract, we can see that we're creating an immersive space right here with the ID immersive space. And so if we now go back to the content view and paste in the ID of that space right here and run it, what we should expect to happen is that the onAppear modifier gets called when the content view gets loaded, which then triggers the immersive space to appear. And that worked as we expected, as you can tell, because we now have these two spheres of the immersive space that are part of sort of the default application show up. And so now we're basically at this point where we have an immersive space running, and we have some welcome UI. And so that's where I'll leave it for today, for this video. And I'll continue in the next one with building out this app, including the canvas, placing the canvas on the wall, creating the 3D character and making sure that that character appears in space as we expected, attaching gestures to it, attaching UI to it, and so forth. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey everyone, welcome to the second video in our series in which we're coding a Vision Pro wall art app from scratch. And in the last video, we left off with what you see in the simulator on the left here. We have a bit of text showing, and we have these two spheres that are part of the Vision OS template that we implemented last time. And so what I want to do in this video is implement what we see in the simulator on the right here. In particular, what I want to do is implement the canvas which we have on the wall and the character that is floating in space and following our head movement. And so in order to do this, let's head back to Xcode, and let's actually begin by deleting the package folder on the left here. Now we want to go to the GitHub repository of the final project, which you can then download as a zip file. And I've already downloaded it, so I won't do this again. But once you've done that, you can head back to Xcode, go to File, Add Package Dependency, Add Local, and then you want to navigate to where you've downloaded the project to, which for me is under Downloads. You can go into the project, and you want to head to the Packages folder, and then you want to select Reality Kit Content, and then you want to say Add Package. And we want to confirm that, and then you should see it come up on the left here. And then we can go to Package, and we can tap on Open in Reality Composer Pro, and then what you should see is that we have a project browser here at the bottom with several different files. And we want to go on the immersive.usda file. We can double click on that, and you should see this scene right here with a character, which is called Assistant, which is standing on a cube. And remember that Reality Composer downloads, you can go into the by deleting the package folder on the left here. Now we want to go to the GitHub repository of the final project, which you can then download as a zip file. And I've already downloaded it, so I won't do this again. But once you've done that, you can head back to Xcode, go to File, Add Package Dependency, Add Local, and then you want to navigate to where you've downloaded the project to, which for me is under downloads, you can go into the project and you want to head to the packages folder, and then you want to select Reality Kit content, and then you want to say add package. And we want to confirm that, and then you should see it come up on the left here. And then we can go to package and we can tap on Open in Reality Composer Pro, and then what you should see is that we have a project browser here at the bottom with several different files. And we want to go on the immersive.usda file. We can double click on that, and you should see this scene right here with a character, which is called Assistant, which is standing on a queue. And remember that this scene is called immersive, and it is identified by that file name, which you see down below here, immersive.usda. And so if we head back to Xcode now and go to the immersive view, you should see that we instantiate this reality view by creating an entity named immersive, which looks for this entity in the Reality Kit content bundle. And then it adds this scene to the content property of the reality view. And so if we want to run this, we should expect to see the 3D character that we just imported from the final project in our new project here. And so let's run this, and we can actually see that we have the character showing up at the bottom right here. And this makes sense because in VisionOS, when you add an entity to a reality view, it will by default be added to the origin of the coordinate space. And in a full immersive space, the origin of the coordinate space is at the user's feet. And so it is showing up right here. But as we know, what we really want is to have the character be sort of in the user's line of sight and visible at all times. And so we need to implement this now. So let's head back to Xcode. And in order to do this, we will create an anchor entity, which we can then add the character to make sure that it's anchored in the location that we want it to.
This thing is still
I'm gonna do
downloading.
change the structure a bit of the closure. And I'm going to replace the if-let statement with a do-catch statement. And it's just a bit cleaner
Should I
as we
should I
add
just
more
play a
logic
game?
into the do statement.
Bloody hell.
But this has the same effect. It's just loading the entity called immersive in the Reality Kit content bundle. And so what we really want is we want to anchor the character to the head. And to achieve this, let's create a state variable called character entity. And we're going to first create a head anchor, which is of type anchor entity, and we're going to position it at the user's head. And we're going to position it 70 centimeters along the x-axis, negative 0.35 meters along the y-axis, and negative 1 meters along the z-axis. And then we're just going to return the head anchor. And then what we can do is we can just change the logic down here, and instead of adding the immersive entity to the content, we want to add the immersive entity to our character entity, and then add our character entity to the content. To do that, transform, which we want to rotate the character by. And the radians is calculated using negative 30, which represents the degrees, 30 degrees, times float.pi divided by 180. And so if we run this now, we should see that the character is looking at us because it's rotated by 30 degrees. And so that's actually all we have to do to implement this final product here, which we see on the right. So we actually have the same outcome at the moment. So now let's move on to implementing the canvas on the wall. And to do that, let's head back into Xcode. And what we want to do is create another state variable. And this state variable we'll call plain entity. And in this entity, we're going to create one that looks as follows. The first thing we're going to do is create a new anchor entity. But instead of anchoring it to the head, we're going to anchor it to a plane, specifically a vertical plane with a classification of wall that has a minimum bounds of 60 centimeters in width and height. And then we're going to create a plane mesh, which we can do by calling mesh resource.generatePlane. And we're going to give it a width of 3.75 meters and a depth of 2.625 meters and a corner radius of 0.1. Now, you might be wondering why we're giving a depth, not a height. And the reason for this is that we're anchoring this plane mesh to a wall anchor, which is normalized to the surface of the wall. And that means that we need to have a depth instead of a height here, because the y-axis is actually going is perpendicular to the wall. And so we can create this mesh, and we also can create a color for now with a color green. And then we can instantiate a model entity with that plane mesh and this material, which is a simple material with a color green. And we're going to give it a name, canvas, and then we're going to add the plane entity to the wall anchor and return the wall anchor. And then once we've done that, we can go down to the reality view and we can add it to the content. And let's rerun this and see what we get. And what we get is a green canvas on the wall anchored in the way we expect. Now, the way this works is that basically once the reality view loads, it will look for the first place that kind of fits the criteria of the anchor entity. And so we don't have fine-grained control over the position with this implementation. And so, you know, for the purposes of this demo and this project, you can just sort of like reposition your camera and rerun the app, and then sort of the first place it will find it can anchor the plane to. And so this looks quite nice, and it's actually doing exactly what we want. We have this green plane here, but you know, obviously what's missing is that we don't have the Think Different poster showing up as the content of our canvas. So let's implement that now. And to do that, let's go back to Xcode. And what we want to do is implement a new function. And we can scroll down here. And this function is called load image material, and it's going to return a simple material. And what we're going to do is create a variable called texture, and we're going to assign it a texture resource. And we're going to load an image.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just play a game.
The image URL, which is passed.
This is taking so long.
Then we're going to create a material, which is of type simple material. And a color, which is of type simple material.base color. And the texture of this base color is a material parameters texture, and it takes as its input the texture resource, which is the image URL, or rather the image at the image URL. And so we can assign that color then to the material.color property, and then we can return the material, again, of type simple material. And then what we can do is we can go back up to our plane entity, and instead of assigning a material of simple material with a color green, we can assign a material by calling immersiveview.loadImageMaterial with an image URL of Think Different. And so you might have noticed we don't actually have an image URL of Think Different. And so what we want to do is just go to the folder where you've downloaded the final project, and you can just head to the file generative wall art, resources, assets.exe assets, Think Different image set, and then just take the thinkdifferent.png file and drag it into our project here. And so once that's here, we can see that we have our image in our project now. We can rerun this. And once we've rerun it, we should be able to see our canvas now with that poster. So that's awesome, because we've now implemented basically the kind of like basic layout of the final project here, which is the canvas on the wall and the character anchored to the head movement and rotated so that it looks at the user. And so I'll leave it in this video for now, and I'll see you in the next one, in which we're going to take.
In visionOS 2, which comes out later this year, Apple added object tracking capabilities, which lets developers train apps to recognize specific 3D objects in your space. I made an open source recipe demo app, so let's see if it can help me make a gourmet breakfast. I'll start object tracking, and it says define a container.
That is so cool.
But what is helpful is the visual overlay on this Dutch oven, which is what I'm supposed to use. Since I'm tracking hands, I can do different things when my left hand touches the object, when my right hand touches the object, or when both hands do, which might be helpful for compliance and things like that.
It was 4 weeks ago.
The
What?
It's a little bit shiny, so Vision Pro can have issues recognizing shiny objects. The next step is to find the first ingredient. That's not that helpful. I'll take a look, and I'm guessing it's this breathing Captain Crunch box. And again, since I'm tracking both hands, I can do something when different hands touch an object, and I can also recognize when hands get close to an object, like the Captain Crunch box. So the right hand controls the window of the effect, and the left hand is controlling the amplitude of the effect. Now I'll find the second ingredient. It's not helpful. Take a look in here, and I'm guessing it's the magical glowing milk. You can use particle effects, so the magic effect is when I'm not touching the milk, and when I am touching the milk, then there's a different type of glowing effect. And this is a frivolous recipe example, but
Wow. That's
There are a whole
cool.
bunch of use cases for object tracking. It could be
The thing
instructions,
is,
tutorials.
I would love to have one of these, but I don't want to. I don't want to be so bulky. It's basically like the size of these speakers that I've got. It's so huge.
Guided
I don't
work,
wanna-
assembly, construction, recipes, compliance,
Like,
learning,
it's like-
training, upskilling, simulating, accessibility. For accessibility, let's gloss over all the presuppositions. Let's say I'm blind. There are two boxes this exact same size, and when I touch one box, one bit of audio plays. When I touch a different box, a different bit of audio plays. And these are all visual highlights. Once the objects
What
are
about
recognized.
Ray-Ban AR?
But that's not to say that you couldn't do a whole bunch of other things like play video, play a spatial 3D animation, play some audio, teleport to a different 3D world. Let's say it's a limited edition item and that gives you access to something special. You could bring up a reference guide for what I'm looking at if I'm in the field doing support. You could list the most common failures and issues related to what I'm looking at, or it could do a million other things. Object tracking is really interesting, and I'm excited to see what devs do with this.
So he used object tracking, AR, and reality Composer Pro to make a little demo. Dude, that is so cool.
Here, come say hello.
Wow.
Well, Kelly, new high-tech sports startups are embracing augmented reality and virtual reality to train athletes. VCs investing $90.8 million in 2019. Investors, including the 49ers and Verizon's venture arms. Its co-founders, former NFL pro Andrew Hawkins and Troy Jones, say COVID was a huge catalyst for adoption by a half dozen NFL teams and more.
The NFL coaches were saying, hey, I don't have my guys in one place. You know, what can we use to help solve that problem?
It's basically what we know about the tech.
Is that it?
Compare their free throw shots to their targets in real training. We compare AR visualization to a collocated
Ooh.
in a formal user study. Do they help basketball players train better?
It can predict some lines out. Dude, okay, you know what? I'm gonna just, I think I'm gonna just play a game. This thing is taking so long. I don't know what else to do.
Take a look at Swift UI attachments. So welcome everyone to the third video coding the wall art Vision Pro app from scratch. last time we implemented the canvas on the wall and the character floating in space. And in this video, I want to implement the behavior that when you tap on the character, we see some UI with the contents of what the character is saying, and then presenting a button group to allow the user to interact with the UI and confirm that they want to keep going in the flow. And so the technologies that we're looking at in this video are Swift UI attachments, which will allow us to display Swift UI content inside 3D content. And we're also going to work with combine and implementing animations on the character to perform the wave animation. And so in order to do that, let's head back to Xcode. And the first thing I want to do is go to our reality view down here. And in order to implement Swift UI attachments that don't live in a window group, but instead live alongside our 3D content, we can add a new closure to our reality view called attachments. And when we do that, we also need to add a new parameter here, which we can also call attachments, in the body closure. And once we've done that, we can implement the attachments closure. And what I'm going to do here initially is just implement a VStack, which contains a text field, and it'll take an input text, and it'll just set some parameters on it, and then add a tag called attachment, and it'll have an opacity, which will be 1 if this property show text field
Alright, so I'm not... This is not gonna... This is taking so long. So I'm gonna just... I might as well just do something else, because... I honestly don't want to do this now. Swift is still downloading, so I'm gonna just... put it aside. Yeah.
set the position of it, and we want to rotate it just like we rotated the character. And watch the previous video if you want to understand how that's being done. And then what we can do is we can attach the attachment to the character by calling character entity.addChild attachment entity. And yeah, that's basically all we need to do in order to add the Swift UI code into the 3D environment. And so let's now actually work on implementing the behavior that when we tap on the character, we want to show it. Because remember that the opacity of the character is 0 if the show text field variable is set to false, and we initialize it to be false. So if we were to run it right now, we shouldn't be able to see the attachment. So let's actually now also add in a reference to the view model in our immersive view. And in order to grab the view model instance from the environment, we need to pass it into this view when we initialize it. So just like we did here in the wall art abstract with the content view, we now need to also pass in the view model as an environment object to the immersive view. And when we do that, we can simply have access to the view model as such. And now what I want to do is I want to actually implement the tap gesture. So we can go down here to the reality view, and what I want to do is on the down here, I want to say, I want to add a gesture modifier. And this gesture modifier will be a spatial tap gesture, and we will target it to any entity. And when we get a callback with this gesture, we just want to set the flow state property in the view model to intro. Remember that if we go to the view model, the only parameter it contains is this flow state parameter right here, and it basically contains our state in the sequence. And so the states are idle, intro, projectile flying, and start. And so initially it's idle.
All right, I'm gonna
get the call for the tap gesture. We
stop.
want to set
Stop.
the flow state to intro, and that should trigger.
Okay, I'm gonna play a game. Alright, enough of that. Enough of this. Not that. This thing, Swift is still downloading, so I'm gonna just wait for it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just do that. I'm gonna just stop this. This to I should have just downloaded the simulator beforehand, but I didn't really plan for this stream, so that's fine. Alright, let's go with this. Live. Cool. Oh shit. What do I need to do? Yes. Oh shit, okay, I'm not. Need to link. Cool. And then let's play this. Come on. All right. I didn't play. I haven't played since last week. And I'm gonna turn this off. Let's play some music. Honestly, I should just start this. I did wanted to learn Vision OS, but I didn't expect the download would be so fast. Alright. Holy shit, I haven't played in ages. Gigantic delays. Whoa. Yeah, I might play for like a bit. Casual. Played in ages. Okay, is that too loud? Fuck. Because sometimes the sound doesn't even work. Alright. I feel like I need to like stretch my hand. Get used to this again. you could like use Vision OS to play CS2. I've seen some players like their fucking eyes are literally, but their heads are. Their monitors are so close to their face that they're literally touching it. That's basically vision. That's basically VR. Maybe in the future I can play some basic. Now, play some. Oh. I didn't change. I forgot to change them. Mode. Kind of players. Yeah, it's like I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep working on learning Vision OS, Vision Reality Kit. If I could just come up with like a toy project, just to show something, just show something I can learn. I think that's all. Oh shit. Hopefully the sound is not bugged out again. Yes. I hope they. I hope it lose. Give me one round. Come on. Push. All right. I'm like lagging, dude. I can feel that frame rate. I knew what I was saying. Alright. I'm lagging, bro. What the fuck? Bingo, bango. I got wrecked by a fucking block. What are they doing there? They don't even have to peek. 30 seconds. Are we all that long? I don't get it. No one's B. Where's the bomb? Oh. I believe we can easily get mid now. I just don't trust it. Fucking bitch. I can only go one way now. No, don't. Fucking smoke that, dude. Not the cross. There. I saw him. He's under. But I saw that on YouTube. Dude, how do we... One's there. No, it's fucking... Oh, why did we give up fucking A? What the fuck are they doing? Idiot. What the fuck's he doing? Idiots. Yeah. not missing now. Okay. Stupid gun. How did I literally shot his fucking ears. Oh my god. Oh shit. Are you kidding me? Ah. Fuck. Shit. Is the audio still on? Audio still good? Are you kidding? Ugh. It crashed. Ah. A girl? Is that a girl? What the fuck? Audio support. Yeah, the audio is fucked. Why is it like that? That's the fuck. Okay, let me just reset. Oh, man, I hate when that happens. I don't get it. I don't know what to do. No one playing CS? We just forgot about this game. Oh, there, one close. Oh my god. Like, why nerf the off for no reason? Bitch! Fine. Like all that time. Fine. Oh my god. Ah! We're playing with bots, bro. Bitch. Hate when they exploit that bullshit. Behind me. I hate when they do that. What am I supposed to do? He literally spawned next to me, dude. Again, why do they do that? Most damage. No one's playing CS.
Let's roll.
I hate it when you have to keep reloading my fucking. What the fuck is it doing there? Finally. I can hear that. Yep. Correct. I hate see now look at that. This stupid bitch. Fucking bitch ass. What's the point? Like, what are they trying to are they trying to fucking survive that? They're gonna die anyway. Alright. Dude, I wanna keep playing. But there's like no one playing this game. The last thing is to play competitive.
Let's roll. Let's roll.
I love how he stopped there first and just paused. There's no delay. Look at that. Oh shit.
Throwing smoke. Bomb has been planted.
I don't want to play. We play Anubis with this. I want to keep playing with Op, but there's not enough.
Gear up. We're going in.
No one fucking went A. What the fuck are these people doing? How did they push?
Let's roll.
Ay. Bitch, no healing. The fuck? Okay naman. Behind me. One's behind. Don't know anything about this map. Yup. Ooh, why did I move? Fine. Yep. Bitch! What the fuck? How is that not? fucking foot, you motherfucker. Under. One here. That was a bot. Fuck. Shit. Find me. Again. Ah, for fuck's sake. I'm close. Behind. Yep. No! Oh, for God's sake. That's pretty fun, dude. Two point 2.54 KD. I can play like one more game. Oh shit. Fuck. I hate when it. Oh my god. Are you kidding? Wait, what? He dead? It's fucking. Oh my god! Fucking bitch, dude. Fucking kill me, motherfucker. Shit. What the fuck here? And then I spawned next to him? Bloody hell. Come on, drop down. Oh. Oh. Oh my. Fucking crouch on me. Are you kidding me, dude? Under again. Someone's here. Are you kidding me? Someone's above me. Oh. Alright, that's it. Dude, that was so fun. That was really fun. 122. What's going on here? Alright. I'll go play this and that's it.
Let's roll.
That bitch asshole. Oh, god damn it, dude. God damn. Like, that would have been so fun. This guy's... Oh. Dude, where's my heal? I don't have heal. What the hell? How did you get behind? Well, this guy's camping. Oh my god. God. Dude, behind again. How do you even use this gun? Ew. But it's not an easy gun. Right there, behind. Blind as fuck. Like lagging as well. Are you kidding me? How is that not a fucking... I'm over there. Ouch, shit. No, I gotta win. $130. Thank God it's like Friday. I love this map. I love this map. Behind. Someone's behind me. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? How did they get? Bitch ass! What the fuck? This is so fun, dude. Bitch! Wow, dude, we're surrounded. Oh my god, bro. Dude, we're like surrounded by friends. Alright. Dude. Oh my god. Alright. That's it. Ah man, that was so fun.